Menopause is like going through puberty but backwards, in pencil heels and with a hot flush instead of a crush. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the next episode of the Health Talk with me, Dr. Sagorika Malik. Today, we are going to dive into a life stage every woman goes through, but few talk about it. It's menopause. Professionally, I am a doctor, and personally, someone who has herself gone through menopause. So, yes, been there and understand both the pains and also the freedom that comes with menopause. Menopause is not your midlife crisis. You have actually reached your midlife clarity. Your body is now retiring from fertility and reallocating all its power to more meaningful things in life. So, if you're between 35 and 60 and feel that your body is behaving in mysterious way, then this podcast is for you. What can you expect? Well, I'm going to break it all down to the biology, the symptoms, the science, and of course, the solutions. You will also hear some real life stories, a bit of functional medicine insights, and some simple actions you can start taking today. So, let's start with what is menopause and why does it matter? Understand one thing, menopause does not happen in a day. It's a period of transition. Officially, though, it is defined as 12 full months or 1 full year without a menstrual period. It happens when our ovaries stop making the hormones estrogen and progesterone, the two hormones needed for our fertility. Now, natural menopause usually happens between the age of 45 to 55 years with a mean of 51. But it can also be induced, like when you go through a surgery like hysterectomy or after treatment like radiation for cancers. Menopause that occurs before 40 years, whether natural or induced, is known as premature menopause or premature ovarian insufficiency. But they are comparatively quite rare. Whatever the way menopause happens, the symptoms remain the same. So let's start with natural menopause. Well, the real story starts years before. It is perimenopause. When your hormones begin to fluctuate wildly, your periods become irregular, you may miss your periods and even start getting some of the symptoms of menopause. But the most important thing to remember is that during this period, you can still get pregnant. So, if you have missed your period, definitely do get your pregnancy test done. We really don't need any more shocks in our life. Another very important thing to remember is that once you hit the year mark from your last and final period, you will be referred to as postmenopausal for the rest of your life. But keep in mind that after more than 1 year of no menstrual period due to menopause, any kind of vaginal bleeding or even spotting is not at all normal. So, if you have any bleeding or spotting, then tell your doctor ASAP, immediately. It needs to be evaluated. Okay, so why does menopause matter? Because left unmanaged, this phase can contribute to bone loss, heart diseases, anxiety, and even diabetes. But if managed well, it is definitely your second spring. Just about a month back, one of my patients, Rita, a 41-year-old female, came to me with severe mood swings and brain fog. She thought she was going completely crazy and blamed her symptoms to the severe mental stress she was going through. I asked for some investigation, and after those investigations, I could show her that she was going through early perimenopause. And after she was put on appropriate supplementation, all her symptoms subsided. She started feeling much better and was basically relieved to finally have an explanation. Here is a small but very important action tip. Start a simple menopause journal to track your cycles, moods, and sleep. Remember, awareness is your first tool. Now, let's understand the culprits. I mean, the hormonal imbalance behind the chaos. Estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone, they are the holy trinity. Estrogen affects your brain, bones, skin, and mood. Progesterone helps you to sleep and feel calm. Testosterone fuels your libido and motivation. Now, add thyroid, cortisol, and insulin to the mix, and it's no wonder you're feeling off balance. You are into the biggest roller coaster ride of your life. Now, let's see what are some of the common symptoms: hot flashes, weight gain, mood swings, brain fog or severe forgetfulness, low sex drive, vaginal dryness and painful sex, urinary incontinence, profuse sweating, racing heartbeats or palpitations, anxiety and depression, and sleep disturbances. So, if you're facing any of these symptoms, then please go and talk to your doctor. You will be able to understand if your symptoms are only due to perimenopause or are there any other underlying conditions too. Just a few days back, one of my regular patients, Sonal, a 48-year-old lady, came to me for her regular follow up and said that she was recently diagnosed with anxiety and was even prescribed meds. I was really surprised because I knew her well and I knew that she was not the anxious kind of person. So I asked for her hormone panel tests. Her actual issue: low progesterone and high estrogen. With lifestyle changes and hormonal support, she completely bounced back. That's why I would like to emphasize here that you should have a regular family physician who knows you as a person and your entire medical history so as to avoid such kind of misdiagnosis. Here's a small action tip. Cut all your caffeine intake after 2 p.m. and add flax seeds to your breakfast. These small shifts will bring big impacts in your life. Now, let's talk about diagnosing menopause. Are there any definite tests? Well, here is the tricky part. There are no perfect blood tests for diagnosing menopause. Your hormone levels fluctuate too much during perimenopause. So, the best diagnosis is you. Your symptoms and your menstrual history matter the most. And that's why keeping the menopause journal matters. Otherwise, many a times doctors can mislabel menopause as depression or even thyroid imbalance. About 10 days back, a 46-year-old lady came to me with history of mild weight gain and her thyroid hormone reports, which were mildly off the mark. Someone had told her that weight gain can be due to her underfunctioning thyroid. After doing a few other tests, I could show her that she was actually perimenopausal. I then had to just counsel her to do some lifestyle changes and come back to me after 3 months so that we can evaluate her further. She was highly relieved that she did not have to start with a lifelong medicine for her thyroid. Here is a small action tip. Track your cycles for 3 to 6 months. Look for skipped periods, mood patterns, hot flushes, or sleep disturbances. And bring that data to your doctor. Again, the menopause journal helps. both you and even your doctor to diagnose correctly. Okay, now let's come to the most talked about part, and that is managing symptoms of menopause. Now, please understand there is no one size fits all. But here's the toolkit: nutrition, physical activity, stress management, and sleep management. So, let's start with the diet. Go for a balanced diet. Increase your portions of fruits and vegetables. Include variety of colors, red, yellow, green, purple, to maximize the nutrient intake. Opt for whole grains to increase the intake of fiber and other essential nutrients. Take plenty of lean proteins like seafood, poultry, lean meats, beans, lentils, tofu, and low fat dairy products like paneer and cheese. Include foods containing healthy fats like omega 3 fatty acids from sources like avocado, fatty fish, flaxseed, chia seeds, almonds, and walnuts. Ensure adequate intake of calcium through dairy products like milk, yogurt, cheese, or increased intake of green leafy vegetables, fortified cereals, and increase your sunlight exposure to improve your vitamin D. But more importantly, check for your calcium and vitamin levels regularly, and if they are low, then please take the supplements. Try taking food that contains natural phytoestrogens like soy products and flax seeds. They may help control some of your symptoms. And what is it you're supposed to avoid or limit? Avoid spicy foods as they may trigger or worsen your hot flushes. Avoid alcohol as it can disrupt your sleep and increase your hot flushes. Avoid caffeine as it may worsen your hot flushes and cause sleep disturbances. Avoid excessive sugar and processed foods as they can contribute to weight gain, which is another important problem we face during menopause. And it can also lead to other health issues. Avoid high sodium foods as they can increase your risk of high blood pressure. But remember, dietary needs can vary from person to person. So it is absolutely essential to consult with your doctor or a dietitian for personalized advice. Another very important thing is to drink plenty of water throughout the day. Ideally, you should try and drink about 3 liters per day. Now let's talk a bit about physical activity. Exercise can help reduce your hot flushes, improve your sleep quality, and control your mood swings. Strength training and weight bearing exercises help counteract the loss of muscle mass and bone density that can happen during menopause and thus reduce the risk of osteoporosis and fractures. Aerobic exercises such as brisk walking, swimming, or cycling can help lower the risk of heart disease and diabetes, problems that increases after menopause. Kegels exercises will help strengthen your pelvic floor muscles, which can help you with your bladder control and sexual function. Exercises also releases endorphins, which can improve your mood, reduce your stress, and enhance your overall mental health. So see how many other benefits you are getting other than managing menopausal symptoms too. Okay, so how about sleep? Declining estrogen and progesterone can disrupt your sleep patterns and contribute to insomnia. Hot flushes and night sweats can suddenly wake you up from sleep, which can cause a lot of discomfort. Menopause can also trigger other sleep disorders like sleep apnea and restless leg syndrome, further impacting your quality of sleep. Also, poor sleep during menopause can negatively affect your physical and mental health, leading to daytime fatigue, mood changes, and increased risk of other chronic diseases like heart disease, diabetes, hypertension, etc. And what can you do? You can develop a regular and consistent sleep schedule. Have your own relaxing bedtime routine, such as taking a warm bath or reading a book. It will prepare your body to fall asleep. Limit screen time before bed. The blue light emitted from electronic devices interferes with your melatonin production, making it harder for you to fall asleep. Then, avoid caffeine and alcohol before bed. They can disrupt your sleep patterns and make it difficult for you to either fall asleep or stay asleep. Do exercise regularly, but not too close to bedtime, because physical activity can improve sleep, but exercising too close to bedtime can be stimulating and can affect your sleep. Here are some natural remedies for menopausal symptoms. Sometimes taking the melatonin hormone can help you sleep better. Some herbal remedies such as chamomile tea or lemon balm may have a calming effect and help you sleep. If nothing helps, then you go to your doctor. Your doctor may prescribe you some sleep aiding medicines or even HRT, that is hormone replacement therapy. I'll come to it a bit later. Now let's see how stress and menopause are related. Declining levels of estrogen and other hormones significantly impact your mood, sleep, and overall well being. It can lead to increased irritability, anxiety, and feeling of sadness or despair, all of which can contribute to a heightened sense of stress. Consequently, stress can worsen common menopausal symptoms, creating a vicious cycle of increased stress and higher symptom severity. Menopause can trigger or worsen mental health conditions like depression and anxiety, especially in women with a history of these conditions. Techniques like healthy diet, limiting caffeine, alcohol, and smoking, doing regular exercises, meditation, and yoga and mindfulness can help you to manage the stress and improve your mood. Also, HRT can be a effective way to manage menopausal symptoms and potentially reduce the stress levels. Sometimes, though, just talking to a therapist or a trusted friend can help you. But if your stress is linked to a specific mental health condition, then seeking professional help for that condition becomes crucial. Okay, now let me explain about HRT a bit more in detail, because in management of menopausal symptoms, hormone replacement therapy or HRT is a very important tool. Hormone replacement therapy basically helps by supplementing the declining hormones. It involves taking medicines containing estrogen, often combined with progesterone, to restore your hormone balance. HRT can be highly effective in managing common menopausal symptoms such as hot flushes, night sweats, vaginal dryness, and sleep disturbances. It can also offer protection against osteoporosis and potentially reduce the risk of cardiovascular diseases too, but only if it is started around the time of menopause. HRT can be given through various routes like oral tablets, skin patches, gels, and vaginal creams. Your doctor will decide what is best for you based on your symptoms. But before starting HRT, it is crucial to understand the potential risks with the treatment. So, discuss with your doctor to personalize the treatment plan. One of my old patients, Meenal, a 53-year-old lady, was going into depression because even though she was walking regularly, she was still struggling with her belly fat. Her diabetes was also not coming under control. A shift to strength training exercises and higher proteins in her diet helped her not only to lose inches and control her diabetes, but also her sleep got better. So here's a small action tip for you. Try to eat 30 grams of protein in each of your meals and walk 10 minutes after meals to stabilize your blood sugar. Okay, so now let's talk a bit about functional medicine and menopause. There's a lot of noise on social media nowadays about functional medicine. And what is it? Functional medicine basically treats the root cause, not just the symptoms. It looks at your gut health, liver detox, adrenal functions, and inflammation in your body. Some of the popular tests that are done to find the root causes are: one is gut microbiome testing. A gut microbiome test is a lab analysis of your stool sample to find out the composition of microorganisms, that is, the bacteria, fungi, viruses, etc., in your digestive tract. The test helps to detect imbalances like dysbiosis, which can contribute to many different health issues like Crohn's disease, IBS, or even colorectal cancer. Correcting gut dysbiosis also helps in reducing menopausal symptoms. The second test is the Dutch hormone test. Dutch stands for Dried Urine Test for Comprehensive Hormones, and it is a method to assess your sex hormones and your adrenal hormones, including their metabolites. This test helps us to identify hormone related health issues. The urine here is collected on filter paper and dried before sending it to the lab for analysis. This test is often used to investigate potential hormonal imbalances that may be contributing to your symptoms like weight gain, low libido, and sleep disorders seen during perimenopause and menopause. The results of this test can help us doctors develop more targeted and effective treatment plans, such as either hormone replacement therapy or additional lifestyle changes. The Dutch test can also be used to monitor the effectiveness of hormone replacement therapy. The third common test is the cortisol rhythm panel. A cortisol rhythm test, also known as diurnal cortisol test, checks for your cortisol levels throughout the day to evaluate your adrenal gland functions and identify potential hormonal imbalances. It involves taking multiple blood or saliva samples at different times of the day to observe the natural daily fluctuations of your cortisol. This test helps us diagnose conditions like Cushing's syndrome or Addison's disease, where cortisol levels are abnormally high or low, respectively. Now, understand that these tests are definitely good to help us to go to the root cause, but they are also expensive tests and should be done only if really needed. Most of the times, the symptoms of menopause can be very effectively managed just by making simple lifestyle changes. Few months back, a 45-year-old lady had visited me with persistent fatigue and bloating. She thought she was going through perimenopause, but she did not have any of the typical menopausal symptoms. So, I advised her for a gut microbiome testing. Dysbiosis and adrenal fatigue were identified. A few months of gut support changed everything. All her symptoms vanished. So here's a small action tip for you. Start your morning with warm lemon water and take 5 slow, deep breaths to lower your cortisol levels. Okay, so here are my final thoughts. You are not broken. You are not going crazy or mad. It is just that you have reached a stage where you are no longer interested in pleasing everyone else at the cost of self. and you have outgrown the system that made you shrink to fit in. Now you are evolving into a beautiful butterfly, slowly coming out of your cocoon. Yes, menopause can be chaotic, but it can also be a powerful awakening. So let's break the silence around menopause. Let's make it empowering, not embarrassing. I am Dr. Sagorika Malik, and shortly I am launching a menopause coaching program to help women like you navigate this journey with science, support, and a soul. Subscribe to the Health Talk, share this podcast, and join my community Beyond Menopause on Facebook to learn more. You can also follow me on Instagram at The Health Talk with Dr. Sagorika. And this podcast is also available on Spotify, your favorite podcast app. So beautiful, ladies. Let's change the way the world experiences menopause, one empowered woman at a time. Remember, your health journey starts here. See you in my next episode.